I've discovered a brand new wood, well, a brand new old wood, very near to the tiny house. I discovered it yesterday in brilliant sunshine, and this morning in brilliant misty surroundings, as you can see. It's about 8:30 on Easter Sunday morning. I went to meditation at Bakewell Church at 6 a.m. willingly, looking forward to it, only to discover there was a 6 o'clock Easter Sunday sunrise service just about to start, which lasted an hour and a quarter, just over, of mostly words, thought-provoking. I was invited, I was asked to read one of the 3 lessons. There were 3 hymns, there were lots of candles, incense, and we renewed our baptismal vows by the font and got sprinkled with holy water by the vicar. All unexpected, and I didn't want to be a killjoy, but I wasn't totally happy with all of the rejection of sin, the devil, and evil. There's a lot of talk about sin, the devil, and evil. This is an Anglican church service, what you might call mid-high Anglican, which I'm very familiar with from my 20 plus years voluntarily, enthusiastically attending Anglican churches in the past. But not so much these days. Too many words. I'm all for ritual, but I like the ritual of silence. I think emptiness has got more to offer, more to say, more to explore than lots of human words. But there we are. I don't want to pour cold water on what was quite a delightful, helpful Easter Sunday sunrise service, with breakfast afterwards. Yes, orange juice, bacon and scrambled egg, coffee, very nice. Thank you very much. It's a surprise, a sort of non sequitur for me now. I'm paying so much credence, indeed, in the creed, to sin and the need for ongoing forgiveness. If anything, it seems to me that the message and the practical outcome of the cataclysmic event of the crucifixion and death and resurrection of the Christ was that death had been overcome. Where is your sting? And sin, the price had been paid and it was dealt with. I'm going to have to tread carefully here, and probably I feel like I need to tread carefully with this subject of sin. It's not that I I'm sort of allergic to the word sin in the same way that Superman is allergic to green kryptonite. It's not that. I just feel there's a fundamental misunderstanding in the whole of the Christian tradition, hark at me, about the place of sin in the life of the Christian, or for all of us, because the Christ on the cross declared confidently, "It is finished." And for me that means that the dislocation or the separation caused by if I say original sin, I don't mean in the St. Augustine sense of it being a sexually transmitted disease. I mean in the sense that that original disobedience, an expulsion from the Garden of Eden, that caused a rupture. Hello. Where are you going? There we are. There we are. Nice Easter Sunday morning. Look at them. Look at the mist through the trees. Isn't that gorgeous? A bit spooky as well. Let's turn the camera around. "It is finished," Jesus cried. The rift was healed. The consequences of disobedience, of scrumping, was sorted. In retribution terms, which I don't agree with as it happens, I think it's a throwback to the sacrificial mentality of earlier generations. But there we go. The sacrifice was made, and it is finished in that the penalty of sin as such has been and was dealt with. It's not that it leaked out of the tomb when Jesus wasn't looking, or when Mary went to the tomb and they let the cork out of the bottle of sin. No, it was dealt with once and for all. So the ongoing obsession in the Christian, the Christian rituals that I'm familiar with, which are Anglican, evangelical. I'm not familiar with Orthodox ritual. I think I've only ever been to 2 or 3 Orthodox ritual services, which I thoroughly enjoyed, by the way. But I would say there's an unhealthy obsession with the ongoing sin, when it's really like it's like being told that your debts at the bank, some benefactor has wiped them out, but you don't bother to go to the bank and check that the balance, or the overdraft in my case, has been wiped out once and for all, and still choose to continue to live as though you were in debt. Well, of course, what do I know? That's my take on the cross, death and resurrection of the Christ at Easter that we have commemorated, well, the risen part this morning. A little addendum to that. There is a rather unsavoury verse in the Bible that says something like, I paraphrase, like a dog that returns to its own vomit, we return to our sin. Well, of course, I've always taken that verbatim to mean that we continue, despite the goodness of God, we continue to wallow in our own sin. Actually, I've just twigged in the woods here. There might be another meaning to that, in that it's suggesting we get obsessed by the idea of our own sin, when actually it's all dealt with. We are free, we are clean, we are healed. As the old hymn says, ransomed, healed, restored, forgiven. But we sort of have, I don't want to blame, no, I am blaming, I suppose, the, shall we say, the institutional church for embedding ongoing sin into the ritual and the prayers of the church services, where in fact the only thing that you could really say about sin is paid on the nail, dealt with, move on, get a life. You make up your own mind, I'm sure. See you later. It's a bit like being up before the judge for committing a crime, and it's a bit like being up before the judge for committing a financial crime. Perhaps you owe somebody a lot of money, and the judge, in summing up, says, well, somebody else has paid your fine, you're free to go, you're innocent. And the defendant, you or me, the first amongst sinners, the first amongst debtors, the first among owing, says, no, I think I'll carry on acting and behaving as though I still owe the money, but thank you very much. And it seems to me that's the embedded Christian ritual, or perhaps even more strongly in the Orthodox version, that we cling on to sin when in fact we are innocent.